Because I'm for the earth. I'm for the earth. But to tell the honest truth, hydroponic is faster than growing stuff in the soil. It will you can speed the stuff up faster.
for sure.
Wow.
And then we got these things. We're checking the pHs. We're checking for copper. You know what I mean? It's stuff me and Yiz we talking about. Um, all the pH and stuff. So we're checking all that stuff. So when people want to know what's the pH of all these fruits and vegetables, so you're drinking out of copper, and then we're checking the copper leaching with the testers and stuff like that. Because pH stands for potential hydrogen, so we're checking the potential of it to build up the hydrogen. We're always trying to invest in how to speed this sucker up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I have one of those one things, and I haven't never even used it because I didn't really know how, and I should have looked it up. But like the things to test the water and see, like it came with the filter, and I seen that you had one, but it looks like, and I was gonna even just ask you, but I should have. I know we should learn how to just do our own research, but basically, I was wondering how do you use it? Let me see. You have to take that off of the like move this like that. And I gotta touch it though.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. You was asking how to use this
Oh,
filter.
oh no, these things right here.
Oh, the pH. Okay, so you're gonna need something called a buffer. You need a buffer. Do you have a buffer?
What's
Do
that?
you have a buffer? Okay, a buffer is to calibrate your pH. Let me see. Let me see if I have some around. Okay, so you're gonna need three of these. One, two, and then three. So I gotta turn this light on. When people are on YouTube, what they're doing on YouTube, this is where they're doing it wrong. So when they're actually teaching people about the hydrogen, so you have the one that you have is this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so most people have this kind right here. You have this one, you have this one, and this one. So this one, we can place this to the side. This is to check the pH level of the soil. So when we're
Yeah.
talking about mineral, okay, so this is soil. This one right here is for well water. This is for well water. These
Mm-hmm.
two belong together. This is mostly for heavy chemicals. So this is for the pH. So you're on this level. So this is more the cheaper model. Now when it comes to these things, I'm gonna open these up. Hold on. Okay, my bad. The water got to my stuff. So let me unplug these.
Yo, that's like the most important thing about growing is testing like what's in it. Yeah, like
Correct,
arsenic
correct.
and
Yes, buddy. Because they're not people on YouTube are not teaching this. They're just saying, let's check the pH of the water, and there you have it. You have to start here first. So I'm checking. My buffers might be inside the house. So let me go get them. Hey, Skyland, go get Adrian. Hurry up. Go get Adrian. Hurry up. Because I thought I had my
same.
buffers.
Yeah, for sure.
I sworn I had my buffers. Okay, so what buffers are is this will be a pH of, um, let's say the yellow one is a 7. The pink one is a 4. Let's say this was blue. This would be a 10. So when you first buy these, you have to calibrate them. What people do is they'll go live and then they'll go turn these on and they're not calibrated and they'll give people the false reading. And then they'll
Mm-hmm.
say crystal geyser when they're trying to like debunk pHs or potential hydrogen, or they're trying to like talk about pHs of different multiple waters, I always
Mhm.
say first, you have to show me that you calibrated, or do you even know how to calibrate? When's the
Mhm.
last time you calibrated? Or do you keep your tip wet? You got to keep your tip wet. They don't even supposed to be dry. So
Mm.
that's why these things look like cups, because in these cups you're supposed to have some type of liquid, because these can go bad. So you're supposed to pour a little bit of liquid in there and place it just like that. These
Mm.
right here, the reason why they have a hat like that is because you're supposed to pour liquid in there. If these dry out, you'll get false readings. So you also got to put liquid in there, just a little bit. I'm gonna show you once my sons bring my. Where's Adrian? Well, he's taking too long. So this is the most important part when it comes to potential hydrogen.
Okay.
Before my son, I'm about to go off on him though, because he tripping. He taking too long. Well, you need to go get him because he's taking a little too long.
That boy been going about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I don't play that, man. That's
Right.
what's taking so long, man. You remember when you was doing those pHs on your school? Go get the buffers, the chemicals, and hurry up. So he was doing a project, and I was teaching him how to read the pH levels.
Oh, that's dope. That's neat.
Yeah, um, so let's just say I take some of these herbs right here, and we place them into some liquid, right? Now we got to go off of two type of pHs, So you got the pH of the liquid, and then you're going to understand the potential hydrogen of the herbs. All right, so there's certain herbs I can't show because it'll get me banned. So most people would just drop some herbs in there and say that's the pH of it. No, that's the pH of what's the pH of the water. See, they got the driplets. You'll see none of my stuff got the driplet pHs. I don't do the drops. You know the drops, because that's a chemical.
Right.
Don't listen to nobody that drops chemicals in their water to tell you to put the pH. Don't ever go off of that, ever, because that drop has a pH. And
Itself.
these things expire. The thing about these, they expire. So you also got to tell them, man, like, look, anybody come on some type of social media and say, look, I'm gonna check the pH. What is the expiration date on this? When's the last time? Because you got calibration and expiration. So these things do expire. Look, 2022. This expired already. I got to throw this away. This is
Sure
gonna give me the
do.
wrong reading. Look.
November.
Yep. I'm done. I got to get another one. Now, what if I didn't pay attention to this? We know 2023 just came, right? So what if I want to take this and start showing you that the copper is leaching? I'm giving you false readings because these expire. It's the same thing with this. All this stuff. These have expiration dates on them.
Right. Tools
And you
degrade
ain't
over time.
correct. That shit. What's going on, man? Where they at? All right, so we're gonna have to find them. All right, y'all. I'm about to mute up so I can find these chemicals for y'all.
For sure.
Well, it looks like I ain't gonna be able to find my stuff. You need to go check in the kitchen in a drawer or something, because they're not out here. So what you're doing is you're turning this on, right? You're gonna turn this on. Most likely when you turn it on, it's gonna say 7.01. We know that 7.01 is a neutral, but you have to go into your modes or you go into your calibrating. Once you turn your, see, I don't want to mess this up, but you want to turn this on, okay? So right here, it's asking, this is right here, it's at a 6.86. All right, so we're at the 6 mode. One of these is supposed to be a 7, a neutral. But usually we're supposed to write 7, 10, or a 3 on here. And then we'll put it in here and we'll switch it around. So I'm going to show you. This is people on YouTube supposed to do this. They're supposed to do this before they go live. Okay, so look, you see that it went from a 7 to a 4. So once it gets down to a steady number right here, a 4, you know that this chemical right here, this is a buffer. It's called a buffer. This is at a pH of a 4. So right now we're at a 4.01. You will hold it down to calibrate it. Now that you're at a 4, that's steady. You take it out, you clean off with fresh water. You stick it into the next buffer. Let that register and read it. See, right now, that's a good one right here. You want to make sure this drop down to a 4. So now when you go take this out and you went from a 10, 7, and 4, now you can go check the potential hydrogen of Crystal Geyser water or all these Dasani waters and check what is the pH of Moringa once you calibrate. This is what people are supposed to show on YouTube. All these folks that are actually talking pHs, this is why I don't believe in alkaline. I do not believe in alkaline because I start here. When you do this correctly, you'll find out none of this stuff is alkaline.
Dang.
So what these
No.
dudes do is, bro, they actually buy this stuff. They'll open it up
Excuse
and
me?
they'll hit the power button.
Excuse me? Can I sing for you guys? I've been practicing for like 4 months.
Oh my God.
No.
Bruh. You didn't have to cut me off.
Yep, that's what happened, JoJo. What's up, JoJo? So they will, what had happened is a lot of people got famous on buying these. They'll open up the package, they'll turn it on, and then they'll straight open it up, and then they'll stick it in some water. And they're like, see, Dasani is a 5.5. Like, nigga, did you even calibrate that stuff?
Wow, I didn't know all.
So look, it's steady at a 3.88. You hold it down so you can lock that in and it will calibrate itself. There it is, 4. I just calibrated the acidic level. Now, once you take it out of that, you're supposed to rinse it off in some clean water. Let's say I rinsed it off, y'all, because I don't have no fresh water. Then you stick it into a higher pH, or let's see what this is. All right, so you see that this is a neutral buffer. So what you do is you let this sit in here, you swivel around. You want to get this up to a nice 7. Once it gets steady, you calibrate it. You take it to a 10. Once you have the neutral, acidic, and a base, you are calibrated. Now you're ready to teach people about the potential hydrogen of what each plant or the water sources that they're offering. And then you'll find out people have been given false readings because they're not using their buffers. They're not calibrating. You don't see nobody using these things. And they're sure not telling people about the expiration dates.
Wow.
And when you get done, you're supposed to take this cap and you're supposed to pour a certain type of liquid in here. There's a special liquid. There's a clear substance that you pour in here. When you clean this off with fresh water, freeing off fresh water, and then you pour the liquid in here and you stick it just like this to keep this moist. If you don't keep that moist, that glass ball will actually start cracking. It will start getting fuzzy. It will get you because you don't supposed to be going down there cleaning that with a Q-tip. You're supposed to keep it wet. Now, when you place it in this cap, your pH meter will be sealed tight. Now, liquid cannot get out of it. So now it's actually a cleaner solution inside here. And now you can go live tomorrow, take that out. It has been moist. And then you can actually straight stick in anything you want to check the potential hydrogen. Now you're ready to teach. But they have to show you this. If they don't show you this, man, don't listen to them cats. There's a certain now this right here, this is different. We don't have to do this when it comes to sticking in the soil. So let's just say that you're talking about banana leaves or bananas offer No, Moringa offers 92 minerals. Keep checking. Check one more time. So you'll go over to Moringa. There's a moringa tree over there, and you want to check the pH level of the soil. Now, everything is nice and wet right now because it just rained. This is the same thing. So this is what it looks like, y'all. I want my soil to not be alkaline. I want my soil to be acidic. I don't want it to be alkaline. My soil is supposed to be acidic. Your soil don't supposed to be alkaline. When your soil is super alkaline, what will happen, y'all? That means that your leaves will have aphids and parasite. I mean, all these little issues that y'all talk about deficiency because your soil is too alkaline. It's supposed to be slightly acidic and slightly neutral. If your stuff is too alkaline, then you will actually have a problem. All right. So you'll let this sit in there just for a minute. All right. You also let the light hit it. Also, light plays a big role. So right now, there's nothing going on right now. This is just regular. It's nice and acidic right now. So I go around and check all my soils. I'm making sure that none of them is over here way over the alkaline. I don't want it like that. So then I'll put more cow manure. So here we go, y'all. So look at this. We're going to check this. All right. This is what you're supposed to look at. We're going to change the meter. You see how it's moving? So we're at a 6 point. What is the number we at?
Like 6.5.
6.5, slightly neutral. Now let's go up to my trees. Look how beautiful it looks. All right. My leaves are good. I'm not drawing no attention to my leaves. I don't have nothing going up under them. Now we're talking about the issues. Now I can sell my leaves to you, Honor. So now, Honor, you're talking about putting oil in your hair. I can give you the proper leaves, All right. When we're talking about soursop, now it's going to contain all the minerals of your 82 and 92 minerals because we got to actually make sure that we are not too so-called alkaline because alkaline actually damages your trees. You want to be slightly neutral and slightly acidic, slightly. All right. So when my plants is going through some type of yellowness, I also check the pH level of it. All right. So we're talking about calcium, magnesium. So I need to be able to drop it. So some people use nitrate. Some people use nitrate to drop it. All right. So there's a lot to learn on pHs.
Yo, I just learned a lot on
So this is
gardening.
how you check copper. I'm going to show you copper. So when you want to check copper, how do you check copper? So copper actually kills bacteria, but copper can actually kill you. So there's now when you're checking copper, this is what it's going to look like. All right, let me show you. You see that hole right there?
To the
That
left
hole right
side.
there. Yeah, see that hole? I'm going to show you. Look at that hole. So the water will flow through that. It flows through it. Now, what it's going to do is once you put the actual liquid, it goes through it, you place it just like this. Now you're going to take the actual bottle and you're going to look for the color. So you're trying, here they come, y'all.
Sure look like it.
Okay, so let's just say that this was this color. Let's do it right now. All right, because we're just trying to get a bad color. All right, so once you do it, let's just say it was pink. You're leaching. You don't want to be over here at a dark color because you're leaching copper. So you want to be down right here. So when me and Yiz is talking about, we can identify what has the best water and the less chromium 6 and the chrome and arsenic. This is how we're checking it. All right. So you want to make sure that this right here, which we know that this is expired, this is chlorine. All right. So we're checking for chlorine. We're checking for copper leaching, coppers and certain metals that's in the water. Then we're checking for the potential hydrogen. We're checking for it right here. Then we have also these that go into deeper level. All right. So now that's why we can say, boom, crystal geyser will actually meet the proper standards. All right. So this is
Mhm.
that's how you check it, bro. If your stuff is dark pink when you put it in that water, then you know that you're leaching copper. When it comes to your chlorine, this is how it goes too. All right. You don't want your, I'll show you right here. Let's look at the chlorine strips. So we got the
So you
chlorine strips.
don't
What you
want
say?
too much copper in the water, or like.
You want less as possible. So what you're going to do is, give me a second. I'm gonna put the lid on these so I can show you the proper way.
Mhm.
All right. All right, here we go. All right. So you have, this one is for copper. So you will actually put this one right here. You will line this up with the colors, and you want to be at the lightest color. Chlorine, you lay it down like this. Now what you're going to do is you take it just like this, and you place your squares like that. All right. So once your squares get a certain color, you're looking for the, I'm trying to keep the numbers. You want to be light as possible right here. See what these words say? It says free from chlorine right here.
Yeah, the
Free
lighter it
chlorine.
is.
This right here, now when you're looking at the squares, this is the pH level. So if you get white or purple, purple is chlorine. You want to be white. Now the second square, you want to be like a 7.2. The third square is down here. That's what these squares, 1, 2, and 3. So the third square is down here. This is the alkalinity. All right. So this ain't complicated. So what people do is this is more as an easier one. So this right here is all in one. So this one is actually more of a pH strip. If you place the strip in there, you take the strip. Now I'm gonna show you this one. So here is the strip. This is the strip one. You take the strip. All right. Now you turn this over. What you do is say if you place it in some water. Boom. All right. So this is green. So it's green, right? Let's find out what green stands for. So you take it and you start here. Make your way over, over, over. What is this water? A 7. What does 7 mean? It's neutral. Remember when I calibrated this? Let's
Yeah, it
find
was
out.
7. It was a 7.
Ah,
Well,
see?
it was more like 699, I think, but
Correct.
it was.
So let's turn this back on. So this is how we check the pHs on our actual plants and our herbs and our oils. So let's see if let's drop it in here. Let's watch the pH drop down. So the pH is getting is dropping down to a 4. Now we just found out. So that says it's a 4, right? Let's see if this is correct. So here we're going to drop this pH in here, this strip. Boom. We have orange. Let's find out. We start here. Boom, boom, boom. What is orange? A 4 or a 3.8 or a 4.6.
Yeah, or a
Let's
3.
now look. What's this say? A 4. Now let's go back here. A 4. All right. You copy?
That
All
thing
right.
calibrated.
Uh oh, we getting somewhere. So look. We almost done. And this is how we talking about our minerals and properties and potential hydrogen. Okay. So a lot of people like this one. They don't really get technical with this. Is one of my go-tos right here. This is good for chemicals. Now you take this, we rinse off with water. Now, just because it has a little bit of acid on it, you know it should drop the pH down on this. Let's find out the pH of this. So the pH of this we know is more of a slightly, it should be a 7, but because it has a 4 level on it, you know that it should drop it down. So what we're going to do, let's see if this is correct. So we have a reader, which is 6.7. 6.7. We're going to take this and we're going to look at it. 6.7. Let's see if this is correct. So we're going to start from acid to 6. You see how it's right here. It's at a slightly 7 or a 7. 7 stands for neutral. We know that because I put a little bit of acid on there, it dropped the pH because I didn't rinse it off. So I'm putting acid in my 7. So I'm diluting. So here's the other thing. Once you do this, what you're going to do is you're going to take your sea moss. You're going to take your moringa. If your water is low on a pH, you take a little bit of the moringa and you start dropping it in there. You swish the moringa around, and to practice what herb will boost up the alkalinity. This is where you can teach alkaline. So if your water is at a 4.3, all right, again, if it's at a 4.3, the water that you're drinking, you go out in nature and you go pick a herb that a lot of people in the community have been talking about. You're like, okay, this is moringa. You take a piece of the moringa, you dry it out, you let it dehydrate. Once it dehydrates, you take that moringa. What you're going to do is you're going to pack the moringa in here. You're going to let it marinate. You're going to watch the number decrease or increase. Y'all understand?
Yep.
Mhm.
Then you will start finding out if it has potential of producing a higher pH, potential hydrogen. All right. You're going to see how a lot of people been lying about everything. You'll find out some of your most popular herbs are very powerful for the body, but will not bring up this digital number. This right here, you can still drop a whole bunch of sea moss in there. Let's say I put a whole bunch of sea moss in my clear water. You'll start seeing the numbers fluctuate. This is science right here. You don't need no textbooks. You just need one of these. This is all you need. Or what you have right here, Honor. All right, but before you get into that, you calibrate, then you take this and you place it in clean glass water. Once it's in clean glass water, then what you do is you start dumping. You start just dumping your herbs in there. You take your herbs that you believe that has all these so-called minerals or so-called alkaline. You start dumping all your herbs in that water. Once you dump your herbs in that water, you'll start seeing the pH either dropping or going up. But you have to understand there's two types of pH. The pH of the water. But once you check that the pH of the water is a 6.7, remember that. So if it goes 6.9, you know that this herb has potential of so-called alkalinity. If it was from a 6.7, it dropped to a 6.5, then you know that this is not so-called alkaline. It's more on the acidic end. It has a lower pH. But what do you do if you start adding more? If you know that the number moves a little bit, you add more to make it more concentrated to see. All right. So this is where you start understanding about your tinctures and your herbs and the power of it. Get one of these. Ooh, my back hurt now.
So
Gratitude.
How'd I
Gratitude.
do? How'd I do? How'd I do? I know it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Grateful. So
Yeah.
so when you say about the alkaline, like, is it you're saying like they're misteaching, and I understand, the concept of why and how they're not testing it in the right way, but is
Right.
alkaline the best? Like, you want it more alkaline, right? Or you're saying
No.
neutral?
No. Neutral has been stolen. The government gave you a word called alkaline. And we supposed to be in the neutral part. Neutral is for everybody. Everybody, your whole body is not looking for just alkaline. There's each organ, each body part, just like an engine. You got brake fluid, you have synthetic oil, you have antifreeze, you have multiple fluids in there or whatever. So in your body, somebody's teaching us that every single body part is looking for alkaline, and that's not true. Because certain acidity, because you got acid and acidic, you got alkaline and you got base. There's 4 different things going on. So that's where they're trying to fuck us up on. They're just giving us this word
What
called
up, nigga?
alkaline. What's up? What's up, man?
Bro, you telling
Oh,
them that alkaline is bad for them, but everybody who used to push that narrative saying you got to drink alkaline everything forgot that stomach acid is the thing. You need,
Yeah.
that's how you get ulcers. You get ulcers whenever you have everything alkaline, and your body regulates and detoxes automatically as long as you're in that neutral form. If your body is neutralized to a natural form, the body will take care of itself. That's why you don't have to
Uh-oh.
control your breathing and your heartbeat and anything
Yes,
like
sir.
that, because the body will take care of itself. You just need to fuel it. And the issue is that we're trying to control how, like fuel, the way we control cars with gas. We have our premium, we have our unleaded. At the end of the day, the unleaded is known to leave a dirtier engine or whatever, but at the same time, it still works the same way if you put premium inside of an unleaded and unleaded and premium. It's just how the body works, the engine works. So you just got to know how to feed and fuel your body correctly. But I just wanted to come up and
Correctly.
say that, but I didn't see you in a
Oh,
minute,
great
so let me
job.
follow you back, bro. Yeah, Honor, it's been a
Yeah.
minute too. You probably forgot me, Honor. My name is Glitch. But I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all take care. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
big bro.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
man.
Yeah, man, that's well said. That was well said. Most people are just looking for alkaline, and they say, "Yo, I'm on an alkaline diet." Like, yeah, man, like it's. I'm more on a neutral because if I do neutral, my body will start producing what it needs. Like he's saying, I don't teach alkaline. I don't believe in alkaline. I really don't. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't believe in just speaking only alkalinity. I like speaking
Right.
about neutral, getting to the balance. Everything's about balance. We have to be balanced. If you are you too happy? If you too happy, you know that you can be gullible. You know that somebody can get over it. You got to have a balance of both sides. You don't want nobody to push over you, this and that. You don't want to be too sad or you be too angry. You have to be right in the center of life. And that's the same thing about our body. You want to be right in the center with all things. And I think that when they create this word alkaline, I don't know where it came from, because I know it didn't come from Sevi. That's when a lot of us start losing the understanding about what is the body lacking. Are you lacking alkaline or are you lacking iron? Are you lacking alkaline or are you lacking magnesium? Are you lacking alkaline or are you lacking potassium? You see where I'm going? So it
Yeah.
has, so if they give you the word alkaline, you'll start forgetting about what the so-called copper people need. So you just say alkaline. And you're like, bro, but why is she losing hair? Why is her eyesight bad? Because she don't have enough alkaline. And there it is. And everybody start cheering. Why is her back hurting? Because she's too acidic. Man, come on, man. If you look at the pH level, y'all want to go check the pH level of aloe vera? I can do all this stuff right in front of you. Aloe
Yeah.
vera is at elderberry is acidic. Elderberry is acidic, but it's good for respiratory coughs and upper chest for our issues, for our coughing issue. But elderberry is acidic. Aloe vera is good for the skin and hair. But what is the pH level? Y'all want to go see the pH level of aloe vera? I can do it right now in front of y'all.
Yes. And
You
how will
put
we
aloe
check
vera
the
in your face, Honor.
huh?
Let's see you put some aloe vera in your face, and I'm gonna tell you the pH of it. And aloe vera is good for the
Look,
skin.
the leaf right
Okay,
here.
look at this, y'all. So she's putting aloe vera around her lips and her jaw and her cheeks, and we know that aloe vera is good for the skin. But what is the pH of it? So do y'all even know the pH level of aloe vera?
It's like three.
No.
It's 3 or 2. It's one of those.
Okay, so you know how to. So let me ask you, big dog, since you was learning. If I laid all these out, which one is the best one to use in nature? Which one is the best one? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Which one is the best one to test aloe vera? Because all these
It's
are
go-
different. One, two, which one? Three, four, five, six, or seven. One, two, three, four, five, six, or seven. Which one is the best one to check the pH
I'm
of
gonna say
aloe
two.
vera? Two.
Two.
You chose perfect. That is perfect. So let's put me in a big box. Let's go open up an aloe vera and let's go check the potential hydrogen of it. So we're going to take this knife and we're going to go see without using Google. So without using Google, let us be the people. So she just used aloe vera on her skin. So we know for sure aloe vera is good for skin. So they're lying to us about acidic and acid. So you got difference. Acid. What is acid? All right. Acid is different from acidic. Citrus. They're different. They're two different type of makeups, two different type of properties. So people are like, yo, you eat a lot of acidic food. What are you talking about? Acidic or acid food? Because a lot of people drink like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. That's an acid. That's an acid. That's not in the acidic family. That's not in that family. So we're gonna go over to right here. So here's aloe vera. She just rubbed some on her skin, right? So we're gonna check the pH of the aloe vera. Here we go. Ready? Boom. We just cut it. And now we're gonna go over here and let's check it. So we have it right here. We're gonna pull a strip. Hold on a second. We're gonna take a strip out, and I'm gonna need you, big dog, to tell me what do you think the pH is. Know your colors. Know your colors. Look at your colors.
All
You
right.
ready? So we're gonna walk up to it, and we're gonna check. All right. This is how we're gonna check the pH of the plant. All right. And you chose the right one. Now, what pH is orange?
Orange is alkaline, I think.
Okay,
Alkaline.
let's see if you're right. But what number is orange? What number is orange?
Oh, 7.
Okay, so you say that this is a 7?
Yes.
Honor, what number is orange?
Um,
Have fun with it. Just have fun with it.
4.
Okay, let's see. You ready? Let's see. You tell me what is it?
Mm-hmm. At 5, 4, 5. No, it looked like a
Okay,
5.
okay, so what so tell me how would you read this? Is it a 4 even or 4 what?
What you mean? Negative.
4.1, 4.2,
Yeah,
4.5. What would you say?
3.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
down here. So you're saying it's a 3?
No, no. In the middle of 4 and 5.
Okay, so what would you say? 4 point what? So this is how you say it, Honor. This is how you would say it. If you're checking the pH, if you believe it's close to a 5, you do a mid max of a 4.5 to a 4.6. You see what I'm saying? So we would so people won't come for us. We would never say it's a 4. We would say if you believe it's slightly to a 5, you would say it's probably a 4.2 to a 4.5. Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
believe it's real close to a 5, you say a 4.9, a
Yeah.
4.8. Okay. After a 4.9 becomes 5. So you know
Yeah.
that aloe vera has the potential of being close to a 5. So we definitely would say that this is a mid max of a 4.4, a 4.3 to a 4.6. All right, that's what I would
Mm.
give it. Because if I check it on the DH reader, it will give me a point, right? So
Yeah.
this is how we check in the pHs out here. So elderberry, I can't show it. So we would take a piece of the berry, we will open it up right here on the blade, and we'll do the same thing. We will check the pH. Now, how much do this motherfucker cost? Come on now.
Like $20.
Okay, let's try something else. So
Mm.
y'all see what this is? These are berries, mulberries. Look at mulberries. So you know
Mm-hmm.
how to check the pH of mulberries, right? Now y'all know how to do it. So you'll probably take about 5 of these. But you have to know the studies of mulberries, you don't take it when it's red, you don't take it when it's white because it's still developing to a purple. So you'll give people false readings if you take it when it's red. Red will be more acidic than purple. Purple is at full development. Everything in nature, people are taking the wrong pH because it's not allowing it to develop. You have to wait till it develop to teach somebody the potential hydrogen of it. When somebody walk up to this, they might give you the pH of a red. That ain't has not matured yet. So what is the pH of mulberry? Mulberries are good for oxygen, blood flow. Now, what if we find out mulberries are more acidic than aloe vera? We need to know this stuff.
Facts.
Correct. We need to
Gratitude.
know. We're not, look, I don't care if the bitch was a 3.5. We still know it's good for us. So let's pick something. Y'all want to know the pH level of this, or do you want to Google it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bro, when eggs, now what if Honor was pregnant and she was oozing out breast milk? What is the pH of a woman's breast milk? Have anybody ever done that?
I ain't never seen.
See, I know the pH of the woman's breast milk. You are the
What?
closest to alkalinity. I know it. I can tell you right now. You are the closest to alkalinity.
Like
Okay.
6.5, right?
Would it
Oh
be different for
no,
depending on
she's
what
over
they're
a 7. So let's pick some mulberries, everybody. Look at this. Let's pick some mulberries, and we're about to check the pH of mulberries. Even though they're very small, all I got to do is get the juices out like this, smush it in my hand, and drop that paper on there. But I'm telling you right now, because it's red, it would be hard to read. So how do you read the pH of it when it's already red? Because I'm going to tell you something. Now you're learning. If this is red on my finger and I put a strip on it and it shows red, then I can lie to you and say it's acidic, right? Remember, it's red. So now you know I cannot use this. So what do I use to read the pH level of mulberries? See what people are doing to people on YouTube?
Every method can be used for the same thing.
Everything can't use for the same thing. Yes, you have to come to the lab with this. So I have all the tools to check the pH level of these plants. That's why I would never believe in alkalinity of the way they speak it. All right. You cannot use a pH strip on something that's red because red is a 0 to a 1. You're giving false readings. What do pH mean? pH means potential hydrogen. Potential. It has potential hydrogen. So we know how to boost up the pH. So I was teaching my family here that I have discovered how to boost up the so-called alkalinity by understanding that which plant in your backyard has a high pH level, that we can take so-called acidic water to boost up the alkalinity. I know how to actually bring up the alkalinity without using baking soda. So what root inside the yard has a high pH? You'll find out dandelion is not what y'all think it is. Yeah, man. Stuff. Have fun with this stuff. I would love to do a pH breakdown. I'll cut up the quail. I check the pH of quail. Quail has two pHs. Quail egg has two pHs. The white yolk versus the yellow has two different pHs. You're always told to eat the white. What is the pH of the white? What is the pH of the yellow? You see?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the pH of both of them mixed together? But there's no black man that want to tell you that they have checked the pH of their woman's breast milk.
Yeah, they ain't never said, well, yeah.
Oh no. And what I
Never.
did, this is what I used on my wife's breast milk. I used this one right here. And I wanted to give the actual readings. So I found out if my wife's breast milk is at a 7.8 to a 7.5, it has potential of reaching an 8. 8 is getting into the alkaline. Don't let them tell you that 7.1 is alkaline because you have to still teach the mid-max. If you believe 7.1 is alkaline, then you have to believe that 6.9 is neutral. If you believe 7.5 is alkaline, then you have to believe 6.5 is neutral. It's still a mid-max on the pH table. So the woman's breast milk you can actually boost up her alkalinity by feeding her the proper plants to bring her pH level up in that breast milk. But we don't want to damage it. You don't supposed to keep doing too much. So everybody's trying to reach that alkaline. You're not going to reach a 10. You're not going to reach a 9. That your water alkalinity does not get up to a 10. Water does not get up to a 10. You have to add stuff to it. You
Somebody
have
gonna
to
have.
add. So if this has a so-called alkaline in it, you have to find out which herb you can add to the water to boost it up.
Yeah, that's. See, I thought I knew everything about gardening. I ain't even got the proper tools for
Oh, you
testing.
you got them. They in the head, big dog. Hey, I didn't know. Shoot, I'm pretty sure I don't got everything. I'm pretty sure.
Man, much to learn about
Man, I'm
gardening.
just glad you listen. I'm glad y'all listen, man. Shit.
Making
Did
sure,
you know
like,
that? Did you know if I drop this in the water, do y'all know what the pH level would be on this?
What?
Man, y'all, oh my. If I pour some water in the glass and I put a crystal cork in there, each smoky cork, crystal cork, and different corks has a different type of, man, properties and benefits to it. You have to know which one to use, right, brother? So, bro, would you
right
use this on crystal cork and water? Would you use this one?
for the crystal quartz,
Yeah,
it it would be. Well, no, it couldn't. No, you wouldn't use that one because
perfect.
that
Which one
one,
would you use? Would you use this one?
the copper, no, no, not
Would
that
you
one.
would you use the chlorine? Okay, which one would you use?
Not the
This one, right?
chlorine. The what? Yeah, right, right.
Okay, and how would you use it? You would place it in the water first, right? You would calibrate placing your water. You'll see that your water is at like a 6.5 to a 6.7. You see that it's steady. Then you take your crystal cork and you place it in the water, right? Like place in the water and see if your number is going to lower or go up based on what you use. Now, look into your herbs. If you've seen that this had the potential to giving it one 1 point, 1 point, and you knew that moringa gives it 2 points, you're getting up there. So now you're trying to take notes about which will boost up the electricity in there, which one can lower it. You see what I mean? Because some plants want acidic stuff. So if I want to make it nice and acidic to a certain pH, you'll find it like say bok choy needs a 3.5 to a 4. I will get this water down to a 3.5 to a 4, and I will give it to my bok choy, and I'll see that my burr roots want actually a 6.8. I will make sure it gets to a 6.8. Boom, I give it 6.8. I'll check it later, check the pH level. I'm still looking good over the months. We're getting somewhere. Now you can make sure that you won't have aphis and alphis and spider mites, all these type of issues that are damaging your leaves to give it to the proper pH. This
Right.
this is one of my go-tos, bro. These two right here, I can save my family with these two right here. My whole family. This one and this one can save your family when it comes to gardening. If you want to pee, my brother, if you peed in a cup, I would check your pH level on your pee. If you cry, I would check your pH on your tears. I will show you that each body part has a different pH level. The sweat that comes from your forehead versus the sweat on your back, the sweats over here and there, and the piss and the cries, and what is the pH level of your tongue, and what is the proper pH of the saliva versus the baby. Then you'll see that the baby's pH has a different level than the actual adults. And you're not going to find a 10. You're not going to find a 10.
Never gonna find a 10, huh?
You're not going to find a 10 in nature. The only find you're going to find a 10 is when you're dealing with chemicals, chlorine. You know what I mean? Chemicals. Chemicals. Nature is not about to give you a 10 to a 12. That is bad. You can't be that high. You have to be just right. Not too alkaline and not too like a 0. Like key lime is not a 0. It can hurt your eyes if I squeeze in your eye, it'll burn. But even garlic is at a 3.5 to a 4. All right. That's even it burns your eye, but that's not even at a zero. Then I'm trying to show y'all, even nature won't even drop you down to a zero, and nature won't even put you up to a 13. But you have nature that does produce chemicals though. It produces natural chemicals. You got your arsenic, you got your sulfur, you got all that stuff. So we're talking about chemicals though.
Synthesized chemicals.
Yeah, chemicals. Rainwater is not neutral. Rainwater is acidic. I don't care if it's Hawaii, Jamaica, Africa, it's acidic.
Yeah, rainwater be tasting so pure.
Yep, it's acidic though. Now look
So
how
if some,
easy I broke down this pH, and y'all get it. Y'all get it that fast.
yeah.
And wait till somebody go live on YouTube. Yeah, man, they trying to kill us, man. This water is at a 5, man. Yeah, man. Like, hold on, let me put something in the comments. Hey, did you calibrate that? What the fuck that supposed to mean? Adman's kicking.
I noticed they do
Yeah,
that with. I know they be doing that, man. Like they put a lot of fear in the people. They have people like just like running crazy, like panicking.
that's how they make a profit. You have to fear because if you put that's how they profiting off of us, man. If you scare somebody to buy your herbs, you can become a millionaire. Keep telling everybody, yeah, they killing us. All right, go to my website. Come on, man, don't do us like that, bro. Just
Right.
everybody's not going through the same thing. Like I might have heart disease. My brother might have lung disease. And my brother, I can't say the government, no, he's drinking too much alcohol. I'm not about to keep blaming the white man when I know I see him on the porch every time he get off work drinking alcohol, but then he'll get on the website and say, yeah, the white man can't. No, dude, you doing it to yourself.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Welcome in. You said not in Philly. What you mean?
What's up, Swab?
Hey y'all, somebody said the rainwater tastes good where they at. Something I said, I was like, in Philly it's not.
Hell no, that rainwater don't taste all that good.
At all. And plus I don't trust the rainwater, just coming through my town, the emissions and stuff is horrible. Your your water's collecting that, on the way down here too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's that. And rainwater does not contain minerals. It's not getting no properties from the sky. It gets properties from going through the earth through the process. You talking about the aquifers and all type of stuff. You're talking about going through all these precious minerals and then springing up. And rainwater is lacking minerals. It still can serve a purpose, but it's let it go through its process.
Yeah. So whenever we test our like certain you're saying like certain things on our body, if it's too alkaline or too acidic, then we need to try to neutralize it.
Correct. Each what you're going to do is at your most healthiest level, check your check your saliva, check your tears, check your urine, your stool. You'll see that they all have different pHs. Your sweat, they all have multiple different pHs. They all are looking for different type of properties of minerals. It's just the alkaline community wants to just tell you that like we don't sweat alkaline. You know,
Mhm.
there's a defense. You know what I mean? Like we don't even speak about the defense. Like this so-called acidic is something to get rid of the bacteria that's on our body. When we're sweating out this so-called acidic, I don't because I want to call it acid because it sounds better when I'm speaking. When we're sweating out this acid, is helping fight off these diseases that we're walking through the jungle or walking through the neighborhood. We need certain type of acid to fight. We need certain type of alkaline to fight. It's a
Mhm.
balance. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
That makes sense. That makes sense. So they're just trying to basically push a certain agenda with that, and You know, maybe certain people need it, but basically you'll know whether you need more alkaline things or acidic things based
Watch
off
this.
of certain.
Watch how confusing this is.
Mm,
When they say that you are sick, they claim that you are acidic. When you're sick, they say you're sick, acidic. And what do we use to treat people that are sick? Acidic things. But we turn around and call it alkaline. Remember, I said elderberry is on a pH level of a 3.5 to a 4.5. That is acidic. That is not even have the potential of being neutral. Neutral potential of being neutral would be at least a 6. It is at a 3.5 to a 4.5. We give elderberry to our children when they're sick and their so-called lymphatic system is jacked up. Check this
mhm,
out. When you have acid reflux, we know our stomach, the acid in our stomach has a low pH. What do we use for acid reflux? We use aloe vera gel. Aloe vera gel with turmeric and manuka honey. Aloe vera gel is at a pH level again at a 3.5 to a 4.5. Same type of pH level. You're putting acid in your stomach to treat the acid. But people think you need alkaline to bring down the acidity. It's because we don't understand what are we looking for? You're looking for the properties that will destroy these properties. You're not looking for this so-called red and blue stuff.
mm.
Acidic food, you'll find out not acidic plants can actually treat acid reflux. That's confusing to people. Try it one day.
Right,
You be like, you know, I got a lot of
like
heartburn.
you said, we're
Acid.
going for the
Uh-huh.
properties and not necessarily the level. We want the goodness of whatever that is.
Correct. We want the minerals and the properties and the benefits. We don't. So they taught us to look for the pH table. So if we go out the pH table, we be like, no, that's acid. That's acidic. That's not going to treat acid reflux because that don't make sense on a chemical level. But no, we're talking about a human body. The human body will the acid in your body pulls and tugs. The acid will break down the food to make the properties go left and right inside your gut, all around your nervous system, and it will treat the acid reflux. It's the properties that
So
you
are
want
you saying
out of
it's
that.
the same?
Hmm.
Are you saying it's the same basic thing of your body's going to take what it needs from whatever and get rid of what it doesn't need?
Yes, yes, yes.